Hey everyone, MacCam89 here, and today we have a mystery unboxing for you. That is Video Games Monthly. Always excited to get these in the mail, and should have Loved Again Media coming in soon. If you've been with us for a while, you know that I get a couple of mystery boxes per month. These are video game related. I think on this one here, it's either 4 or 5 games that I typically pay for. They do have bigger boxes. I think all the way down to 3 games per box that you can pay for. Obviously, varying prices, and then you can select from a wide variety of game consoles that you want to get for. And for Video Games Monthly, I personally subscribe and get cartridge-based systems because Loved Again Media gives me mostly disc-based systems. So I wanted this one to be a little bit different. I think I also get original PlayStation games from these guys as well. So just a little bit of a caveat. I do personally, I like Video Games Monthly. I love Loved Again Media. And these mystery boxes I do recommend for people with smaller collections and maybe for people who aren't extremely picky, although you can actually email these guys and be like, hey, I'm more of a collector where I like, nicer labels and things like that. And they will try to accommodate you on that as well. With these guys, they do keep track of, well, I should say their system keeps track of it as long as you input the games yourself manually. But there is a tracking list for that. But let's get into this box, what you're really here for. You don't want to hear me bragging and talking and whatever I'm saying, right? You want to see what games I have gotten for the month of, I can't even believe it, October already. Where did September go? We are already in October here. All right, I'm going to try and put this off to the side where the flap is facing towards me. So I can't necessarily see the games. All right, so I feel some bubble wrap. We have, oh, look at this. I am now a millionaire. And I guess the little token or gimmick of the month is some Mario money here. That's kind of cool. Something I can put up on my shelf. Show everybody that I am a Mushroom King millionaire there. All right, let's get into the good stuff here. And does not look like we have any 1-ups or 2-ups or 3-ups, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a card saying make sure you update your list, post it on social media, and you could possibly win some more free games. But let's get right into it here. So this is feeling like a case. It is on the smaller side. So I do have PSP as well. So I think that's what this is. This is. Oh, and this is a pretty good game. And not a dupe, but not a game that I have. And it is Virtua Tennis World Tour by Sega. Even though I'm not a huge tennis fan, don't count these games out because they're usually a good time. I actually remember playing this game or this series at least on the Sega Dreamcast, and that was some good fun. Although I typically like my tennis games to be of the Nintendo variety, Mario Tennis, same thing with golf, stuff like that. But that is pretty cool game to get on the PSP, and it also is complete in box as well. Nice and heavy there. You're gonna see some gameplay footage of it playing on an actual PSP because I can capture footage directly from my PSP, which is pretty cool. Virtua Tennis, yeah, worth a shot. Again, value-wise, no clue what something like this is worth, but it is a game that would be a little bit of fun on the go. So that's all that matters to me. All right. And the next game feels like a loose disc here. And it is. It is for the original PlayStation. Now, I do enjoy wrestling games, especially some of these older games. I can't there looks like there's some kind of marker on the title, so hopefully I read it right. But this is a WCW Mayhem. It's got, I believe that is Sting in there. I was more of a WWF kid growing up, but I did enjoy WCW. My cousin had a lot of the WCW games, so I don't know if this is one that I've played before. It quite possibly is. I personally did not own it as a kid, but sometimes these wrestling games can be a lot of fun. So that's pretty cool to get. We'll have some gameplay footage of it, and maybe it is one that I played. But they did make quite a bit of WCW games back in that time period. So, yeah, that's pretty cool to get. WCW Mayhem, I believe is what it says. You let me know in the comment section below. Is this a good wrestling game? I remember the good wrestling games being on the N64. I had a blast with those, with those games, and you could play with 4 players. A lot of these wrestling games on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 are also 4+ players, but you had to buy the multi-tap, which is separate. And there weren't too many games that supported that other than sports games, wrestling games, things like that. So I actually did own the multi-tap on the original PlayStation. I remember playing SmackDown with 4 players. So that was pretty cool. But not too many games featured that. All right, and I'm feeling around. We got a couple of cartridges here. 2 feel like NES. 1 feels smaller, like a Sega Genesis. I'm gonna leave that one for last. And the first NES title. Let's see what this is. Oh man, I got this game um, sometime last year. I want to say might even be 2 years now. Time is just flying. I have no concept of time anymore because of how fast it goes. This is a game that I would think I would like, but once you start playing it, it is so difficult and it feels so cheap. You know, the way that the enemies hit you and you kind of get stuck there. This is The Adventures of Bayou Billy. The artwork is pretty cool. And this particular copy seems to be in decent condition here. No torn labels or anything like that. Looks very good as far as the pins go. Bayou Billy, yeah, this is a game. I ended up buying it from Savers and thinking, oh, this is gonna be a cool game to add to the collection. And I ended up selling it because I couldn't even beat the first level. You know, maybe I'm just really bad at the game. I don't know, but or bad in games in general. But yeah, this game was way too hard. I hear that the Japanese version is a lot easier and a lot more fun to play. But yeah, obviously this is the American version here. So Bayou Billy on the NES, still cool to have on the collection there. All right, and we do have another NES game here. All right, so this is a game that I've seen a lot of other people in with this service get as well. Not a game that I have played. It's made by Ultra Games, which I believe is Konami, and that is Silent Service. I can't really remember the gameplay, so I can't tell you. I've never played it myself, so I don't know if it's a good game or not. Could be an awesome game, sleeper hit. So we will find out together when I get some gameplay footage of Silent Service. The artwork is beautiful. I absolutely love how that looks. You know, that's one thing about the NES era. I love a lot of the artwork on the games there. Very, very cool. Even if the game isn't good, the artwork is at least good. So there we go, Silent Service. Now we are down to our last game of this month. And I'm excited. I am excited to get a Sega Genesis title. Let's see. Hopefully it's not a sports title because that lately has been what I've been getting for Sega Genesis games. It's been like puzzle, sports titles, things like that. It would be nice to get something a little different here. And yeah, this is really cool. Really excited. The label could be in better condition, but as long as the game plays, that's really all that really matters to me. It's got this kind of black stuff on the bottom. I think I can try and peel it off and save a little bit of this manual here. This is a game that I owned as a kid and really, really enjoyed it back as a kid. Used to play it with my cousin quite often. Beat it with him. Have not been able to beat this game since then. As an adult, I've tried multiple times. It definitely is a game that you do have to play a lot and remember, you know, a lot of things and keep certain characters alive. And this is X-Men on the Sega Genesis. Really, really cool game. Love the artwork. I remember I had the full complete in box set, and I would just look through the manual, look at the artwork. I was a huge Wolverine fan. Still am. He's still one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite X-Men, and to have him on the cover like that was just so cool. And I'm trying to remember the game may have actually came with a poster back in the day that actually had, I think it was probably this picture. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I may be remembering it wrong, but I thought I had a poster as a kid with this image on it, and it was so cool. It's a good game. It's definitely a hard game. Some cheap platforming mechanics, I would say, but overall, pretty decent game here. And also, I do remember it had this one mechanic where you thought the game kind of messed up, and in order to progress, you had to hit the reset button on the actual Sega Genesis. So kind of cool, breaking the what did they say, the fourth wall or third wall there, or whatever. Yeah, X-Men on the Sega Genesis, very good. Nostalgia. If anything, if I play it again and it's not a great game, it's more of a nostalgic game. I really enjoyed it as a kid. Brings back good memories. X-Men on the Sega Genesis. So that is really cool. So that is everything for this month's box of Video Games Monthly. Overall, I think this is a pretty good box. We got some decent titles here. My pick of the box is going to be X-Men on the Sega Genesis. I love that console. Love the X-Men. Awesome to get in a box like this from VGM. You let me know in the comment section below what was your favorite game and was this a good box? And let me know if you are getting this box as well. And if you have a YouTube channel, I'll go out there, check out your video, and comment as well. So, X-Men on the Sega Genesis. You all have a great day. Happy gaming, and God bless everybody.